the other ones, and what are the things we need to address in order to make the better society. It's always a challenge. So this application I come across recently, where I guess many of you would have heard about this Amazon Go. So in this um, application, there is a person can install the app, and he can just go into this. It's like a smart marketing. Like you go to Big Bazaar, you take the items what you want to buy, and you wait for a long time in the queue to pay the bill, right? So that's really hectic. I don't know how many of you experienced it. You go to Big Bazaar, you go to any shopping mall uh, to buy groceries or any household items. You have to wait for a long time in the queue. But this Amazon Go, it's currently they are working in America, in Silicon Valley. They introduced this shop. So what this application does is, once a person installs the app, you can scan using the QR code, or some entry system will be there through that app. You can see that one guy is entering, and once you put your mobile phone on the scanner, it will scan and identify your authenticate your person, and it will open the door. Once you go out, you can take the items whichever you want, and this guy purchased two items, and you can just walk without to pay the bill, without cross checking, no lines, no checkout, just walk out. So after you walked out, you can see that in your mobile the bills has been coming, and the receipt also you will get automatically, because your Amazon is connected with your account, and directly it will detect this account. It feels like shoplifting. The morning session, sir was discussing about shoplifting, that if a person can take away. But however, AI can be incorporated in a different perspective, that is smart shopping. In that way, you no need to wait in the line and no need to check out. Seriously, we can save a lot of time. And this is one application they have been working on in real time. They call that as Amazon Go. So which has been practically done. This is an interesting app. And second application which is working among that is Robo Cafe, where you can choose which coffee you want to drink, which tea you want to drink from your mobile, and that will be communicated to your robot, and the robot will make your coffee, and it will give the tasty one, where human intervention is not there. Perhaps this is used in China, like they are avoiding the human contacts because of COVID, in incorporating the robotics into making things artificial. So when we discussed in each and every session in the previous 5 days, that artificial intelligence is making things as human does, and as human making coffee, this robot is making coffee now. And once you take the coffee, you can pay the amount automatically. It will be detected from your smartphone. So this is one another interesting. You can see that AI in medicine also. You can see that suppose you take one X-ray image in your mobile, and it will detect what kind of disease you have, either tumor or the tuberculosis or edema, nodes or pneumonia, enlarged heart, whatever it is. You just take a snapshot from your mobile, and it will give what is the X-ray interpretation is, right? But however, we need to do a lot of training before that, because you will pass, as shown in the left top side, we will train our data set. We will train our model by passing this data set. We will pass tuberculosis, and we'll make understand that if the image comes like this, it will be tuberculosis. But not only one image, samples of multiple images will be passed through, and we will train our model with frequent number of systems. And you can see in the below, when you pass an unknown image, it will be able to identify whether what kind of problem you have, just by seeing the X-ray. And this once it is trained, then an unknown image is passed to your data set, and your artificial intelligence machine is trained, and it can able to predict that what kind of diseases you have. And you can see that once an X-ray is taken, it will show in the image that what is the percentage of pneumonia, what are the percentage of edema, what is the percentage of effusion, and you can see that most likely predictable disease from our X-ray. You can see that this is an interesting present site which I have come across. As initially when computers started in 2011 and 2012 up to 2018, this graph shows on the x-axis. You can see the accuracy on the y-axis. As a doctor doctor could able to predict by seeing the X-ray, a professional doctor, what is the disease up to 95%. But as we train our computer machine initially in 2011, it may able to predict 72% accuracy. But eventually, as the years passed and we trained with frequent data, by 2018, even at in between of 2015 to 16 itself, our machine has overcrossed the accuracy of a human being, a professional doctor, if I meant to say. And you can see that in currently it is predicting more than approximately around 97.5% accuracy, better than the professional doctors it could able to predict because of our training, because of AI, artificial intelligence coming into the picture. And this happens because a lot of training has been done. Maybe neural networks, one node is connected with another node, and finally at what place, what is the accuracy of the prediction, we can able to detect that. And this is another interesting application, the recent trend where AI is being explored in medicine. When a person is walking, he can the wavelength will be detected from his smartphone as his or her hip will be moving up and down. When you keep your mobile in your pocket, when you started walking, you can store this wave, how the person is walking that way, and based on that way, we can able to predict the Parkinson's disease, because if the wave is very regular, the time interval between up and down is very regular, then you can able to say that the person is very healthy. But if it is irregular, some intervals are very small and some intervals are very high, then you can say that no, the person is not healthy, or these are the early symptoms of Parkinson's disease, where precautionary measures can be taken to avoid it. As you can know that Parkinson's disease will affect our neural system. You cannot able to walk after a while, will not able to eat properly, and it is very pathetic situation once people are getting into it. But early detection could avoid and save many people's lives, and that's how this AI will be used. I mean, this application is exploring how we can detect the Parkinson's disease by early detecting of a person's walking frequency. Okay. Also, you can detect by voice also. The Parkinson's disease can be detected based on voice. You can ask a person to make a sound, and based on the sound also you can detect the Parkinson's disease is there or not. And you can see that AI kitchen, where everything coffee, or in restaurants, you can say that smart kitchen will be carried out by robots. No human being is involved, and everything is prepared by robots. And even the serving, the automated waiter in kitchen can be served in restaurants by robots, and it will come exactly to the precise table location 11. It will come to that particular location, and it will start serving the food, and we can take and help ourselves. In order to this application is explored in China to avoid the human contact, where person is serving as a waiter. So AI is really replacing many human contacts at this current situation, and they are incorporating such kind of mechanisms in order to make things very smart. So and also you can see that AI has been used in surveillance. You can monitor 24/7 at all places. This is one application where the roof buildings has been surveillanced throughout the city, and wherever the illegal construction has been done on the rooftop, you can see that it has been circled, and been destroyed immediately on the left picture. And 24/7, all the street locations has been continuously monitored for maybe when accident happens, like immediate ambulance response team, or if a person is violating the traffic rules in order to, and if he's going and make an accident, to catch him. There are numerous applications where AI have been extensively used in surveillance as well. And this is one more application where Google has been using to monitor our household activities, which is recently patented in 2016. They are monitoring each and every activity at our home. Maybe these are few missions, like when we are sleeping, when we are waking up, and how our time habits are, what we will eat, what we will, when we'll sleep, what kind of atmosphere, what kind of songs we like. Everything they have been monitoring for the household activities and reporting in order to improvise the AI into our smart homes. Okay, and also AI has been extensively used in manufacturing as well. Manufacturing industry, you can see that manufacturing of vehicles like cars and automobiles has been, most of them has been carried out by robots only, robotic arms, and they are building all these AI machines, and where you can see that the manufacture has been carried out very rapidly within time. If number of units has been required, this is the target, and they can make in no time the manufacturing. Only the capital investment is bit high, but then robotics has been extensively used in all these applications. And you can see that AI has been also used in games and sports, where it is trained to play TT as well. This experiment has been conducted by computer science department in University of Tübingen. It's imitating a person how well he can play the TT. Likewise, a robot can also play TT more well, and it can beat even a professional player. So when it's very as we see in the slide, or as we see things, it may seem like as it is simple, but the training and making things, bringing into reality, there is a lot of artificial intelligence mechanisms has been carried out behind that, and it's very interesting and challenging. So these are the few trends that has been extensively used in all over the world. And as you can see, that prosthetic legs, once a person lost his legs, this artificial legs can be incorporated, and you can see that person is climbing even the mountain climbing, and with how much accuracy, and not only just simply walking, and moreover it can help us to take us into adventuring, lot of adventure things. And you can see that once the person lost his legs, it's not the end of the story. You can make things again better by incorporating the artificial legs, like prosthetic legs, and AI is used in this domain as well. And one interesting application I would like to bring to your notice is self-driving cars, which has been done the research for many years. Many people are doing. Benz has been doing many cars. Many automobile companies have been doing the self-driving cars without the human drive. You can see on the left picture that without the driver, the car has been moving, and it has been directed. It's been driving self-automated. However, there are few challenges are there when this self-driving cars. One is, suppose you are driving a car, and suppose, as shown in the slide, a big vehicle is taking reverse direction. Then vehicle has to detect a big object in front of it, and it has to stop. Perhaps if the vehicle, the truck is not able to make enough space to change the direction, then your vehicle may need to go back for few steps. Go back. It should go back in order to give the space to make the truck rotate properly. Also, when we are making reverse, you need to make sure that your vehicles behind you will get a space, right? So there are many factors involved. And suppose if some accident happens, it has to stop, or it will continue to your, if you continue to go ahead, and again that will also bring into chaos. And you can see on the right picture that when a person is walking, we are not sure that when the person is crossing or not, how your car will make a decision whether to stop or go ahead. It's again a question. We are not sure by seeing the person whether he or she wants to cross the road, or he or she doesn't want to cross the road. Then how you'll make the decision is very challenging. And once, let's say that you have traffic lights, and how fast it's recognizing the traffic lights to stop or to make the pedestrian walk to cross the people is also, it's also an important challenge. So having said that, let me bring extend this application into moral mission. Let's say, let's take this example. Suppose a person driving a car, and you can see that in a car a child has been sitting, and assume that it's a self-driving car. This self-driving car is being handled by a small child, okay, a small girl. Let's assume that it's been handled by self-driving, and you can see in the pedestrian, old woman is crossing the street on the zebra line. However, you can see there is a red light. It's not given signal to cross the road, but however, the old woman, because of her eyesight or eyesight loss or whatever it is, she started crossing the road. Now, if you can see also that if the self-driving car, because of it, how the car now will make a decision. If the car takes a decision to go ahead straight away, it will kill the old woman, right? That is possible A. Now possible B, you take left diversion, but it will, in order to save the woman, but it will hit the barrack which has kept on the road, which will make the child die. Okay, it is danger for child. If you take the B, take the left turn in order to protect the woman, but if you come straight, then it will kill the woman. It is danger for the old lady. May the children may protect. So how your car will make a decision whether to go ahead or whether to stop, whether to take the right decision. Its morality will come into the picture, right? So when a situation arises where there are no options to choose the minimum damage, okay, or the maximum, in order to, how do you choose the minimum damage? How do you determine, in this case, who will be saved, who will be killed? So like that, we have to train, we have to take the input from many people, and we have to train our AI system. It's not as simple as this slide says, that when we say that it's a self-driving car, it's not just that we are making the self-driving, but however, there are many parameters included in it, because when we want to imitate a machine like human with human intelligence, how we will define the morality into the missions, make understand to make certain wise decisions in order to save the people is a really challenging issue. Making a mission moral values, it's very difficult. So the best response what the researchers has been done for this case is they took response from many people, and they around 40,000 plus responses has been come across, that what you would take as a human, how you will respond if you are driving the car and you are encounter such a situation. Like 40 plus and counting responses has been coming, and the mission has been modeled like this. And the response, if it is given by most of them are bad people, then the decisions will be bad. That also again depends how we are responding to a particular case. Again, it's not only about the person, it also affects, it also depends on the culture and the traditions that affects the morality, right? In India, if you talk how we are driving, making the decisions in traffic signal, all of us, we are aware, and how it is affecting the culture, and how about other countries, what kind of rules we are, how strictly we are following, is also affecting factors. in making the moral decision. You may say that no, I will not do that, but perhaps when the situation comes to you at the real time, things might be really go out of hand, right? So we never know how the things will predict. And yes, when culture and traditions are really affecting factors of morality, then how will make your mission moral in order to make wise decisions is again a challenging issue in order to make, which is a recent research challenge that has been people working on. So these are the few examples which I brought to your notice. But let me take to you a brief top trending technologies in AI, and we will discuss them. And perhaps we can interact after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. What are the challenges that could we can face, and what are the problems also to bring those challenges coming to the real picture? And we will try to discuss them. We'll close that. So these are the top 10 trending technologies in AI. The 10th more trending technology is robotic process automation. As I explained to you in the previous slide, robots has been used in many places. Like people has been replaced in many, like when I say the supply chain management or customer care service, instead of going for agents where machine will take care of my request in order to book a flight, in order to book a cab. I will not go through a third person or a third agent, where machine can make a decision and make my things job pretty much easy. It's how we are handling the healthcare, and in various aspects how robotics has been influencing in making things automate. Automation is really the trending technology in artificial intelligence. Coming to ninth position, this is the text analytics and NLP, natural language processing, is the ninth trending technology of AI. When a person is texting some messages, how you are interpreting that text analysis, if a dog or what about animals, how your neural network has been defined, what your text says, what it meant to say in different contexts, how we are going to use different ways, you have to understand, right? For example, if you ask me that are you good at playing cricket, I would say yes, I am good at playing cricket. And if you ask the same question to Sachin Tendulkar, are you good at playing cricket? Of course, he will say that he is good at playing cricket. But the sentences that has been used in both, in his case, in my case, has a lot of difference. It's not like I cannot play same as Sachin, right? That's obvious. So how you are interpreting your text analysis based on the context, analogically or algorically, it's always matters the context behind how we are interpreting the text. And that's why AI has been extensively used. This has been in artificial intelligence, the ninth trending technology. And another important eighth place is biometrics, where people are using the fingerprint, iris as a biometrics in order to authenticate a person's identity. That is also an important application trend has been coming up. But however, due to COVID, nowadays nobody is using fingerprint, has been decreased because of touch. However, if keeping COVID-19 thing aside, still biometric has a lot of future. Once COVID comes into control, perhaps the biometric has been extensively can be used across various applications. And of course, the cyber defense is the seventh trending AI technology. Like as data has been increasing in everywhere using smart devices, the information generated using those smart devices is also huge. Information is everywhere, and you can get that information anywhere. How we are going to protect your data, and how this data is being used to exploit others is also a very critical challenge. And how we are going to make it secure your data, and how you are going to protect your data with respect to various aspects is also a cyber defense, which is an important trending technology in AI. And also decision management. Once you have to make a decision, how fast and efficient your decisions could be is also an important aspect. Like you are suppose say that you want to you are working on a post disaster management, and you are rescuing the people, and how efficiently we can make a decision in order to rescue the people, or when a terrorist has been attacked, how fast you can make a decision in order to protect our country or protect our people. Decision management, can it make automatic, and when it makes automatic, how efficient that solutions can be, is also an important trending challenge in making the decisions smarter and efficient. It's always an critical challenge in AI. And the next trending would be marketing automation, where you can how fast the marketing, once a product has been designed and deployed in a market, how you can analyze to make that product will be reaching to the people automatically. That is also an important AI challenge. You have to understand what is the people need and current trend, and how people are whether they will be using or not, how efficient it could make a business profit or loss. You can make a marketing automation by analyzing various factors, and that's how we also discussed that in order to understand the market, what are the depending factors, what are the independent factors that are influencing, and how efficient you can make a decision. It's an fifth trending technology. A digital twin is another important technology, where it can make things as as equivalent to virtual, like human being can be as you can see make things virtually, but you can see that persons are, you can make people as live, they can talk and they can interact, but it from one place to other place without coming into the picture. You would have seen movies that you can imitate exact person's futures without making the actual presence. And this is an important trending technology of digital twin. And the third trending technology is industrial IoT. It's the best extension of Internet of Things. Internet of Things has been extensively, it's a very hot research area, but however, it's been extended by industrial IoT. We call that as IoT. How industries has been exploited this Internet of Things, make things automatic, making available anytime, any service at any place. Any is the basic paradigm of IoT. Like you provide any service, anytime, any place, anywhere, using any network is the basic idea of IoT, and how the industries are making their products in order to bring into the real. It's a really trending technology of IoT in trending technology of AI when you talk about industrial IoT. And likewise, the virtual agent, instead of you want to go to a particular place, you want to travel, or you want to make things done, how virtual agents will come into the picture instead of third person, where people come into the picture to make things better. It's also an important trending technology in AI. And the last, the topmost is augmented reality, which is like making things exactly replicating as our things which are surrounded us. When we look the fire or the sky, making things into reality, although it's not exactly the reality, but we can make things into our own design in order to imitate the exact nature of universe. It's an augmented reality, which is also the top trending technology of AI. So these are the top trending technologies of so these are just for your information. So what are the main challenges that has been in order to bring this AI trending challenges? What are the important challenges? Having discussed all these things, you can feel free to discuss any couple of challenges if anyone would like to share besides this application, or in order to bring this make challenges. You can speak now. You can interact and try to talk. If you want to share something, you can share now. What would be the challenges in order to bring this artificial intelligence into our reality?
Um, Hi, this is Nilesh here. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
No,
Yeah, this is Nilesh here. So one of the challenge I see is, the job loss because of the automations that will, the AI will bring to the society. So a lot of people are going to be, they have to reskill and they have to learn different skills, and probably the lesser number of people will be required compared to, manual job. Then it's going to be challenge for total overall economy and, as well as the individual at a society level.
Okay.
sir, myself Ravi Kiran, sir.
Yes.
I feel that this networking and communications. So
Okay.
like software defined networks. Okay. I think AI has several applications in networking, sir. I feel that
Okay.
it's a big challenge
Okay.
actually.
Networking is challenging.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Ravi. Any other person?
Myself, Vineet, I think security is the major challenge.
Can you repeat?
Security will be one of the major challenge here in IoT and AI-based applications.
I'm not able to get the first word. Security.
Security,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
This is Nilesh here again. The One of the challenge that I see is, because of the so much of data is getting gathered and, getting accumulated, analyzed. Humans are really vulnerable to, to the manipulation that can be get played by the major players or whosoever
Agree.
has control over
Yes.
that.
Yes. You are correct. Any other points besides this?
Uh, One more I think is, which is related to the first one. So, as of now, if we see the democratic countries like India, US is one of the biggest democracy, and like just like India is one of the biggest one. So, because of these so much of automation and manipulations, democracy, which is a, the pillar, if the people can get manipulated so easily by knowing their vulnerable points, then the democracy itself could be in, very big danger.
Yeah. It's always a trade-off. That is one of the another important reason where India has been lacking in advancing the technologies. Where you can see that IoT has been introduced in the world maybe around 2008, but currently we are discussing at this point of time, maybe after 10, 12 years, the importance of IoT which come into India because of the main such issues like how it is going to affect the people and how it is going to influence various factors in our country. It's the main important thing. Yeah.
Right.
Any others?
So, one of the challenges, very futuristic. I don't think maybe we are very near any point near to it, but it's a challenge of singularity, where, machine intelligence will surpass human intelligence.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah, of
danger,
course.
right?
It is going to happen anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, once the machines has been morally trained, that's why the morality is important. How you are making your machine trained morally good, it's always a challenge.
Yeah.
Like Terminator, right? That movie came in Terminator, where human machine will take place.
Yeah. Um, um, this is Nilesh here again. So one
Yeah.
of the another challenge is, being I mean, again, it's again very futuristic, but there is a challenge that the majority of people maybe maybe ruled by like elitarian society where it will be like human farming probably.
All right, we'll not discuss about the future. Let now current discuss what is the reality for current today. Today, what is the reality? We will talk about this. Since we will go ahead, okay. So I listed a couple of just the 2-3 important challenges that are. Okay, let's not go into the futuristic perspectives. Let's talk about current reality. Okay, what's happening current reality. Based on that, I will just to me it makes three important challenges. I mean 3 or 4 important challenges that is really we need to address if you have to bring these challenges. One is bringing all these applications into reality. What I mean to say that implementing all these applications in by considering the context of each and every country, it's always a challenging. We talk about AI and this is done there and this is done here and there, but however, how if you want to bring it into reality, it's not an as easy as we take expert lectures for 1 hour preparation, but it takes months and hours and years of time of research in order to make things efficiently. First important challenge is although all the applications what have been discussed, it has been implemented in here and there across our world. But let's not talk about other countries, but let's talk about our country. When we want to implement them, it itself is a big challenging thing because of various factors. I will not discuss that because we'll not get into politics or will not get into other will not divert the discussion. But the reality is, if you want to bring these applications reality really in our culture, it's a big challenging thing. Okay, let's assume that you bring these applications into reality. You made some efforts and you found some way, you found some sponsors, you had a capital investment to make these things into reality. Although you made an attempt to bring this reality, there are many other factors we need to consider. One is main thing is identity management. Everywhere you go, we need the identity has been observed everywhere. The surveillance cameras has been monitoring us, and our identity when we shop, when we pay online, our credit cards or debit cards, the information has been stored. Or how we are going to protect ourselves from how we are going to make the identity management. If my identity is revealed, how the third person will not misuse my identity, proclaiming that I am that guy and make use of my identity for a wrong purpose. How we are going to restrict that? Identity management is a big challenge in artificial intelligence as humans are making. I mean, the machines are going to do the surveillance. You can't have both ways, right? You can't have traffic surveillance in order to monitor the people who are violating the traffic. At the same time, you cannot also stop monitoring their faces. There are applications always pros and cons. How providing an assurance that your identity is secured or safe, then we can talk about these applications, how we are going to impact, because the surveillance is everywhere. We are being monitored everywhere. You go to railway station, you go to airport, you go to big bazaar, you go to any shopping center. We have been continuously monitored 24/7, knowingly or unknowingly. So this is another biggest challenge, how we are going to make the identity management. And as many of you also discussed, the privacy is also an important aspect. When I'm trying to say that from my NIT Allahabad campus, I want to go to Big Bazaar in civil lines, and it's been tracked how much time it's been going on, where I'm going, in which path, what is the shortest path, everything is going. There is a big advantage of it. But if this information has been gone to the intruder, my location privacy has been in danger. A person can know that I'm not going to be there at my campus. It is predicting 98 minutes to go, and perhaps 30 minutes I'll stay in Big Bazaar and 19 minutes back, it is predicting that almost 1 hour I'm not going to be in the campus. So any person, if you want to come and my location has been, information is leaked, then things may go pretty well wrong. I agree with to some extent that accessing these locations has really has an advantage in order to make things for each and every user. But provided that information has not been revealed to other people, how we are making sure that, because Google is always monitoring us, what videos we are watching, where we are going, so on and so forth, right? So it may not all the time that when I kept this slide, I did not go to Big Bazaar, but I just found out the search engine. Perhaps you can search and find a way, then you may not use at the real time, not knowing that when you are going would be the simplest way of saving your privacy. But however, when when you don't know a particular destination you want to go, at that point when we are using the Google Maps or any other maps for the namesake, we are making sure that our location has been not shared to other person. So it would always challenging thing, and providing that our location has been not shared, has been protected, uh, uh, um, uh, then we can talk really about uh, 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 things coming into reality, right? I mean to say that this is one location privacy, but when I talk about privacy, it's scattered across different applications. When you go to a hospital, your medical records, how they are going to keep it private, because you want to train your model like based on X-ray, in order to predict a better model, as I discussed in the first slide, in the beginning slides, in order to make your assumptions fast, that AI is able to predict better than a doctor. However, for that, we need to train our model based on the real X-ray. Can you see my slides?
ఇది కనిపిస్తుంది. Satish?
Okay. So, can you install any mobile app without denying the access?
Can you install any mobile app without denying that access? Okay. So yeah, security is another important aspect. We will continue our discussion. When we install any app without allowing the access to our data, the app will not install. If you deny the access, the app will not install, right? So, but still, all those apps are monitoring our data and information which is kept in our devices, and how we are able to give the security, and what are the ethics that in order to make the security, privacy, and identity management is always a challenging issue, which our research scholars has needed to address in our real time. So there is some technical glitches and technical delay. So we will stop here. So I will be privileged to stop. Thank you so much for your listening. Before